Howdy y'all, Dan Rodgers, ID5. We're just go over a few quick items for your new UMD recwell site. I want to talk to you a little bit about content types, both what content types you have available to you and how they fit throughout the site, and also as sort of another global kind of FYI, how to edit some of the sidebar information. Okay, so first, if we look at the content types we have available here, so we have activity, alert, basic page, event, facility, homepage, and site. You'll see on the homepage and site, they're very specific for some administrators. If you don't know what these are for, you probably shouldn't be using them. Okay, so starting with activity. Activity, our example here is going to be club sports. So activities are very specific in that they hold certain types of information specific to activities, and they also show up in feeds in different places. So if we look at the main activities page, we'll see that this right here is actually just a feed of all the activities that have been added. Currently there's only 2 on the test site, but if you add another activity, it'll start showing up here. And then when we go to the actual page, it'll show for all the content that you've added there. Okay. Next up, we have alert. Okay, and so alerts you can see down here. Okay, as we carousel through some of those, there's alerts that you can add. There are also so those are global alerts, meaning that they're global, showing up in the sidebar all the time. And we have facility alerts in that they show up on the facilities, hours kind of pop-up page here. So when you add an alert, you can choose whether to make it global or facility, global or facility, or both, because you can have it show up in both places as well if you want. Okay, next is basic page, and basic page is what you're going to use most of the time. It's essentially just kind of a standard interior page that you can use for whatever you want. Here's a sample kitchen sink page that has a bunch of the widgets that we'll go over later. So you can kind of add anything you want to it, right? Videos, slideshows, all kinds of things. So anything that's just sort of a basic general page that's not either a facility or an activity will be a basic page. Okay, event. So if we go to the calendar here, you'll see that we have a few test events in right now. And so events are used to add these, just as they sound. Use the event to add an event that's going to happen. It'll ask you for the date, some more information, things like that. And then it'll show up in the calendar feed here. Facility. So if we go to the facilities page, we'll see that there are several facilities listed. Okay. And facilities show up in the feed here. They also show up in the hours feed here. These are all fields on that facility. They'll ask you, what the hours are, etc. And it'll show up automatically here, as well as any general information that you put in around a facility will also show up here. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Again, we have homepage, which is your one homepage. There should only be one, and you already have one, so you shouldn't be adding any of these. And this site has to do with the calendar, the events calendar, and you can add more of those if you say had an external site where you needed a feed of recwell events, etc. But again, you shouldn't mess with either homepage or site unless you know what you're doing. Okay, great. So let's look quickly at the sidebar. So the sidebar consists of a couple things. Obviously, we have the logo and link here. That's not editable. That's all hard-coded in the template. And then we have sort of our higher level nav and our sort of lower level nav. Okay, so and then we also have explore, which is essentially your search. Facility hours, which we already looked at, which is a feed of facility hours, and then the alerts down here. Okay, so starting up at the top, these two navigation items, both the primary and secondary, the way we edit those, we're going to go to Structure, Menus, and we're going to see we have Main Menu and Secondary Menu. Okay, you'll notice our little help text we added here. This is the menu for the primary links in the sidebar. This is the menu for the secondary links in the sidebar. If we list those links, we'll be able to see the main menu, which is Activity, Facilities, Calendar, etc. And if we look at the secondary menu, it's basically the same thing. So if you need to add or edit those, that can be done from the Menus tab. Okay, let's look at the Explorer. So the Explorer is basically our search bar. All this search bar text and code and stuff is hard-coded. You can, however, edit all this text. It's what we call a block. The easiest way is to make sure you're logged in. You can just kind of click on this little settings icon here, configure block. All right, and you'll see that we have the block title, description, and then sort of just a running list of links. We can edit those to go external, internal, whatever we want to do. You know, add, modify, delete, etc. So, you know, that's all free text. You can put just regular text in here if you want, all that type of thing. Okay. On the facility hours, there's nothing directly editable here. Again, if you add alerts and tag them with facility, they will show up here. And then these are dynamically pulled from the facilities themselves. So there's nothing to edit here as an administrator. Also, the alerts down here, which are the global alerts, there's also nothing to edit there as well. If you add alerts and they're in the proper date range and they're tagged global, they will show up here. Okay, great. So that's kind of the general overview, and we'll do a couple more short screencasts on some content editing and things like that. Thanks.